All right, this is getting a little bit ridiculous here, everybody. I don't know if you guys have seen this. I just had to comment. I had to come up here and say something because this is incredible. I mean, yeah, I don't know about incredible, but it's pretty ridiculous. So Nikon rumors page. Nikon really wants you to know that a new flagship mirrorless camera is coming later this year. That was posted March 5th, which was Friday? It's Friday, March 5th. They also went to DP Review and Nikon confirmed it on several occasions in the past. Several quotes. In a recent interview, CP&D Review and DP Review, Nikon recently wanted everyone to know new flagship mirrorless camera with high-resolution stacked image sensor. So they came out with their full specs of what is coming in this camera, and it's pretty amazing. It's not a joke. So it's just going back to the same thing. There's a YouTube video on DP Review on YouTube. Let's go. Let's go to DP Review. DP Review TV videos. So right there, 21 hours ago, exclusive. Nikon to deliver mirrorless equivalent to D6 in 2021. So it's a big story because Nikon themselves have actually came right out and said, we're making a mirrorless camera, a mirrorless successor to the D6. It's pretty big news, I would think. Second largest camera manufacturer to Canon. You could say it's third with Sony now, but in all honesty, for professional camera, I mean, it's basically the second. The big two has always been Sony, Nikon, and Canon, and it will be Nikon and Canon again. Sony makes a great camera. Don't get me wrong. I'm not bashing Sony. I don't bash any camera company because I think they all make really good cameras. I think Canon makes a great camera. Sony makes a great camera. Nikon, Fujifilm makes awesome cameras. You know, there's a lot to like in all of them. But so here's Toneh. Toneh comes out with a leak. Look at this. This is today. So 50 minutes ago, Toneh comes out with I commented. They come out with a video a day later than DP Review. And their video says, Canon R1 leaked. And it destroys the Sony A1. Oh, it's destroying the Sony A1, huh? And it talks about major advancements, a global shutter, blah, blah, blah. It's a CRO Canon rumors zero credibility leak. In other words, it's not a reliable leak. It's a flimsy leak at best. Flimsy leak. And so not a single mention of the Nikon who literally came out and said we are making a successor to the D6 that will have a stacked image sensor, shoot 8K video. You know, it's got all this fantastic stuff. They actually gave specs. And they're ignoring it to talk about a flimsy Canon rumor and attack Sony in the process, saying it destroys the Sony A1. It doesn't destroy anything. It's barely a rumor. Will it come out? Probably. I'm sure they're coming out. Canon's working on a professional successor to the 1DX and stuff, but this ain't it. And so I replied, wait, so Nikon themselves announced they are releasing a mirrorless successor to the professional D6. And instead of a video or even a mention in the title, you go with a flimsy rumor about a new Canon camera that will destroy the Sony A1? Seriously, all credibility. You don't even care anymore, do you? It's true. They don't even care. they're just gonna come out with whatever, you know. They're just gonna, hey, let's talk about the Canon. Let's go right with the Canon. Let's go to Canon rumors and see what this leak is. Canon rumors. Here are some crazy Canon ESR CRO. So it's credibility 0. So it's Canon rumors 0. Come on. Well, here we have first specifications R1, the flagship RF mount camera. Things are slow at the moment, so why the heck not? So they're basically even saying, probably not true. If this had shown up in my inbox, I would not have published it. However, it was posted elsewhere, so here we are. They're even admitting, probably not true. But what does Toneh do? Jump right on it? Oh yeah, it's true, and it's destroying the Sony A1. The Sony A1's a fantastic camera, by the way. I mean, it doesn't overheat. It does if the screen is flipped down. I was watching Philip Bloom's... I follow Philip Bloom on Facebook, and I've met him, and he's a really great guy, and he's a nice guy. To me, he's always been a really nice guy. We shared a beer. He probably doesn't remember it. I mean, it was a minor thing. I was at one of the Canon. I was at a Masters in Motion, or one of these seminars at a bar place. It was a restaurant / bar theater place over in Buckhead, Georgia, or not Buckhead, Georgia. It was in Alpharetta, Georgia. They had a thing, and I went and I met John Connor and Philip Bloom, and we all went to the bar after the place closed. After the thing, we went to a bar / pub place that was right in the same parking lot, and had a beer and talked and stuff. Really nice guy. It was one of the nicest guys. And if you want to talk about somebody that knows stuff about cameras, that cares about cameras and doesn't care about brands, honestly, it's Philip Bloom. I mean, I would trust anything that guy said when it comes to cameras. That guy's been shooting video cameras for years, and he doesn't care about what brand you're using. He likes Canons. He loves Canons. He loves Sonys. He was one of the first ones coming out with the Sonys, showing how awesome the Sonys were for video. He's pretty much unbiased. This is not unbiased. This is the opposite of unbiased. This is like, let's ignore Nikon, who just released massive news and released the thing. Let's ignore them and go right to some flimsy Canon rumor and talk about how it's destroying. They're destroying the Sony A1, and it doesn't even destroy the A1. The A1's a fantastic camera. Okay, so now that we're done with this, let me talk about my predictions and what I think is the big news of the day, and the big news for this entire thing with Nikon coming out with the D6 replacement, the Z8 or whatever the heck it's going to be, Z9 or whatever, Z9, whatever you guys want to call it. Anyway, my prediction is this: Nikon has got the mount. The mount is the important part for the Nikon, is the Z mount. And the Z mount lenses, here's why I think the new Nikon will be better in a lot of ways than the Sony. So it's probably having a Sony sensor. It's using the same sensor as the A1, it looks like, or close to it. Supposedly Nikon, not supposedly, it's a fact, Nikon designs their own sensors. So, and a lot of times I know that Sony made sensors for Nikon. So they got their sensors from Sony. And that was the big thing. Everybody that owns Sonys said, well, I like the Sony because they come out with it first. Nikon takes the Sony sensor and improves it most times. And they have better software, especially for like raw image processing and getting more out of the sensor. Nikon designs their own sensors. They just released a thing where they designed a 1-inch sensor that shoots 4K at like 1,000 frames per second or some ridiculous amount. So Nikon designed the sensor. So they basically took the A1 sensor and then improved it. That's what it looks like to me. I could be wrong. I could be talking a bunch of smack. I don't know what I'm talking about. But to me, it looks like that's what they did. So Nikon improves the Sony A1 sensor. Now, if it was just that, if it was just an improved A1 sensor in the same body and the same lenses and everything, then I think Sony would probably... Nikon would be a little bit barely better. But here's why I think the Nikon will be quite a bit better than the Sony A1. Number one is the lenses. Nikon's lenses are phenomenal. The Z lenses are absolutely phenomenal lenses across the board. There's not a bad Z mount lens. I have not found a bad Z mount lens yet. The 85 1.8 is fantastic. The new 50 1.2 is fantastic. The 24 to 70 2.8 is fantastic. The 70 to 200 is one of the best 70 to 200 lenses I've ever used from any manufacturer. Canon, everybody. I've used the Canon 70 to 200. I've used the Nikon 70 to 200 F mount. I've used Tamron. I've used Sigma Art 70 to 200 or whatever that big one is. I've used a bunch of different 70 to 200s. That Nikon 70 to 200 is freaking magic. You can the image stabilization, the vibration reduction in it is unbelievable. The focus breathing, there is none. There's none. It doesn't focus breathe when you're manually focusing it. Even zoomed all the way into 200. It's an amazing lens. It's sharp all the way to the corners, and f2.8. It's a ridiculously good lens. All the Nikon Z lenses are ridiculously good. There's a few that are, they're okay, but they're still better than anything on anything else. Even the ones that are okay, that's when you're comparing them to Z mount lenses. When you compare them to other lenses, they're still pretty much better in almost every single way. Even this cheap 16 to 50 DX Z mount lens that's on my Z50 that I'm shooting with right now. This thing is sharp as a tack all the way to the corners. I shot a wedding and I used this camera on my little Moza gimbal, the Mini P, and it was freaking unbelievable. I mean, it's unbelievable. Even the longer lens, yeah, it's a cheap lens. This is a ridiculously cheap. It's got a plastic mount, for crying out loud, but it's a very good lens. Even the cheapest, junkiest kit lens is really, really good on the Z mount. That's what's amazing. You know, I've had other kit lenses that were soft on the corners and soft on the edges and soft at their minimum or maximum aperture. This is a 3.5 or something. Most of them that I've tried, the kit lenses at their maximum aperture, 3.5 or minimum, whatever you want to call it, at their wide open, are soft. Most kit lenses. This one's sharp as a tack. I mean, the photos are sharp as a tack. And it's a cheap lens. It's amazing. Their Z-mount lenses are amazing. So Nikon's already beaten Sony. Most of the Sony lenses are, like, Sony has a lot of good lenses. Their G Master lenses are good, but they're not Nikon lenses. They're not the Z-mount lenses. All the Z-mount lenses I've tried are really, really, really good. Like the best lenses I've ever tried. Are they the best built? No. Like the kit, I mentioned this before. The people don't like that you have to turn it to make it snap out to start the. People don't like stuff about them, and that's fine. Everybody has an opinion. But the quality of the images coming off the lenses are unbelievable. The colors are fantastic and everything. So Nikon has them when it comes to the lenses. So all Nikon needs is professional body, right? They already have the lenses. They already have the Holy Trinity, the 2.8, and they already have more lenses on the way. So they've already got them. All they need is a professional body and then updates to like the next bodies coming out. I think they will probably have something between the Z7 II and the D6, which is what they usually do, or the Z8 or 9 or whatever. They'll probably come out with a Z8. that will be without the extra battery grip. Because I think my personal thing, the Z9 will probably be the successor to the D6. It'll have the extra battery grip thing built on it for the big. So they already come out with a battery grip. Have it on there. Also, the Nikon ergonomics are still better than the Sony A1. The Sony A1 is a lot closer than any other Sony so far, but it's basically the same, camera. It's a bit better. It's comparable to the Z50 that I'm shooting with now, which is a little tighter, a little bit smaller. So the Z50 is not as comfortable as the Z6 to me, and the Z7 and the Z6 II and the Z7 II. Those are much more comfortable grips to me than the Z50. The Z50 is not bad for a DX camera. It's not bad, but the buttons are a little bit tighter close to the lens. That's what that reminds me of a Sony a little bit. That it's a little bit tighter. When we're talking about Nikon and Sony and Canon, they all make great stuff. Sony makes a fantastic camera. I love the Sony cameras. I would not pass in a minute to change and start shooting with Sony tomorrow. If I didn't already have a bunch of lenses, if I was going to get another camera and I wasn't already had Nikon lenses and Nikon stuff, I would just jump right on with Sony. But Nikon's trying different things. They came out with a new software. They combined their two softwares together to come out with a software alternative. They're trying to make an all-in-one package that works with everything professionals, prosumers, pro-ams, whatever you want to call it, and consumers. So they've got the whole gamut. And we constantly are being told, that's another thing. On Facebook, I'm going to click over here and show you guys something on Facebook. The number of people that have been going on and on in the Nikon Z mirrorless camera forum on Facebook is ridiculous. Every day there's some kind of post about Nikon's going under. I mean, every day it's like, here's where Philip Bloom did a test on the Sony. I'll just change it back to this, but he did a test on the Sony overheating, and with the screen flipped out, it didn't overheat. He could shoot it for 70 minutes. Like, he shot it for over an hour and it didn't overheat. So that's great. As if the LCD is against the body, it overheats pretty quick. But without it against the body, it's not overheating. Yeah. Even in this, Nikon really wants you to know a new flagship mirrorless camera is coming later this year. And then there's always negative comments. Look at this guy. A pro flagship Z series has been coming for the past 3 years. They're just using stall tactics at this point. No, they're not. They actually said it's coming this year. It's not a stall tactic. Stall tactics is it's coming soon. That's a stall tactic. It's coming soon. We're working on it. They said it's coming this year. This flagship should have been around nearly 3 years ago. And then I said, yeah, with Sony and Canon just this year releasing their flagships, nobody is ever satisfied. I mean, the A1 came out this year. It's not like the... And he goes, not really. Sony A9 was Sony's flagship camera 3 years ago. I got the camera, and even 3 years later, my poor Nikon mirrorless still doesn't match in capabilities. I don't know what he's talking about. What capabilities? It's silly. It's silly. They need an official press release. Their PR is awful. No, they did. They went to DP Review and actually gave them the information officially. Look at this guy. Make a mirrorless to compete with Sony and Canon. Nikon picture quality is the best. Just need a better functioning camera and no video capability. Why would you? How are you gonna? It would be a laughing stock. If Nikon came out with a camera that was a mirrorless camera, what's the point in a mirrorless camera if it doesn't shoot video? And no video capability like Sony and Canon? Oh wait, they both have video capability. Why do you people keep insisting on removing features you don't like? I said if Nikon released a camera with no video capability, they would not be competing with Sony or Canon. They would lose big time. And it's true. If they released a camera with no video, everybody would be like, well, this doesn't even shoot video. I mean, they get negative things for the camera's overheating. This one doesn't even shoot it. What's the point? The point of a mirrorless camera is that you can shoot both photo and video easily. I've got a wedding coming up on March 27th of this year. That's photo and video. I have to shoot photo and video. And it's nice to not have to swap cameras in the middle. I can be shooting photos, flip a switch, capture some video of it, flip it back, get some more photos, flip it back, get some more video, really quick on the fly without having to change cameras and lenses and all that mess and carry two completely separate rigs. Why would you want to take that away from somebody? That makes no sense. And so he came back. I said, I know many photographers who don't use video, and that should lower the cost of the camera. I said, so? I know many that never shoot long exposure. Shall we remove that feature? How about those that only shoot natural light? Let's remove high-speed sync. Just because some people don't use a feature doesn't mean we should remove the feature. If Nikon released a camera in 2021 without video, it would be a laughingstock and may as well file for bankruptcy. It's true. It has to have good video. That's the name of the game in 2021. You have to have a mirrorless camera with good video, 8K video, whatever. Great 4K video is fine. But they're still shooting for the 8K, the next thing. They got to have the next thing. But as long as it shoots 4K, 120 frames per second would be fantastic. Less yapping, more action. That's what they're doing. They haven't been yapping. They've been quiet. It's funny. You see people, they'll complain that they talked about it. When they don't talk about it, they're like, oh, they're silent. They're about to go under. They're going bankruptcy because they're silent. As soon as they're not silent, oh, less yapping and more action. You can't win with people. It's funny. The internet's a funny thing. Fix the system already. EVF lag, putting two idiotic different cards in the cameras. Some people like two different cards. Some people don't mind that there's different cards. Sometimes you get people that complain if they put two of the same cards in there. Boy, it'd be nice if I could use my SD card. Why do I have to buy two compact flash cards? You know, the CF Express. Why do I have to buy two CF Express cards? Why can't you put two SD cards in there? SD's plenty fast enough for photos. We don't need compact flash for photos. There's always, or CF Express for photos. It's always a complaint. There's always a complaint somewhere. Somebody will find something to complain about. But I just thought I'd bring this stuff up. I just thought it was funny, and I wanted to talk about some of this stuff. And I thought it was funny that Toneh and Chelsea just jump right on this. R1 leaked and destroys the Sony A1. Just a clickbait title. You know, whatever, guys. You know, make your videos. I just thought it was funny. Anyway, I'm out YouTube. I just thought I'd make a quick update and talk about some of these things and talk about the new Nikon flagship coming out, which I think is going to be fantastic this year. This year it's coming out, not next year, it's probably coming out in the fall. We'll see something here soon. Oh, and don't forget to like and subscribe to this video. If you like what you see, give it a thumbs up. If you don't, thumbs down. What do you guys think about stuff like this? These just ignoring the Nikon leak. I know that they saw it. I know they did. They had to have. Everybody talked about it yesterday. Everybody all over the place today. It's been all over. There's video after video about it. And they ignore it and go with some Canon leak that's not even credible. Whatever. All right, whatever. See you, YouTube. I'm out. Anyway, thumbs up if you liked it, thumbs down. Comment below. Let me know what you guys think. What do you think of this R1 leak, and what do you think of the Sony A1, and what do you think of the next Nikon professional camera that's supposed to be coming out, that is actually announced that they're releasing one? So what do you guys think? Holler at me in the comments below. See ya.